Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for today's video, which is going to be my introduction to my very first time to participate in a new panning project. Well, it's new to me. The panning project is called No Pan Left Behind. That's right, I'm starting a new project here on my channel. It's going to be my very first time to ever participate in this project, but I saw the idea on It's Just Steph on her channel, and I actually kept up with her entire year-long project in the year of 2023, and it was the first time that I had ever heard of No Pan Left Behind, but I decided that it seemed like a really fun idea and it would be a great way for me to really get to know my collection and get a lot more use out of my eyeshadow palettes. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year. I want to introduce you to the first palettes in this portion. I want to introduce you to the first palettes that I'm going to be focused on here at the start of the year. And I'm actually wearing a No Pan Left Behind style eyeshadow look today with the very first palette that I decided to pull into this project. And I actually kind of did that randomly. So it would just kind of happened organically. I pulled this palette and wanted to create a look, and then was like, it would be really fun to use this as my first No Pan Left Behind. One thing led to another, and I ended up creating a look with every single shade. So you want to see how I created this look, I'll be sure to link that up here in the eye. Check down below in the description box. I'll have it there for you too. Check that out when this video is over if you're interested. But let me show you what palette it is that I used to create this look. And the first palette that I pulled into my No Pan Left Behind project pan. And that is none other than the Pat McGrath Mothership Subversive Mothership. So this is the Subversive Mothership from Pat McGrath. I did use every single shade in the palette to create this look today. Let me give you a close-up of the eyes. I don't anticipate using every single shade for every single look that I create and kind of cheating my way through a No Pan Left Behind project that way. It just kind of worked out that way this time. I had mentioned in that video that I guess I could roll this one out already, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep this palette in the project so that I can just get a little bit more familiar with different combinations instead of combining every single shadow at one time. Although I did feel like that did give me some insight into one of the ways that you can use these amazing shadows. So I do really, really love the way the look turned out. Let me give you another look at it. I really, really love this palette so much after creating this look. I mean, I've loved it after every time I've used it, but yeah, I'll save the updates for how I feel about the shadows for my first update video. I'm going to be using each of the palettes thoroughly before I'll roll any of them out and before I give any updates. So in my first update video, we'll roll them out and pick the next selection. But let me show you the next 4 palettes that I'll be focused on that I haven't used yet in this project. I mean, I've used them. They're not brand new to me yet in my collection. But what I'm saying is I haven't used them in the No Pan Left Behind style. So the next palette that I pulled for this first portion, the next palette that I rolled in for this first round of my No Pan Left Behind project is the ABH Cosmos eyeshadow palette. This palette is so beautiful. This palette is so beautiful. I feel really fortunate that I have a blue shade that isn't shattered. I did go in store to buy this though, because I saw that everybody's palette arrived broken and I didn't want to take that chance. So I went in store when this palette was brand new and I purchased it in store while it was there in stock. And yeah, so that's how I have a palette that didn't come busted. But I'm excited to get to know this palette a little bit more and just see how I feel about some of these shades that I shared my first impressions with you on already. So yeah, that's going to be the next palette that I'm going to be focused on. I will also be taking photographs or video clips, I'm not sure which one, of the looks that I create so that I can share those with you in each update. So hopefully that'll keep the update interesting and help provide some inspo for looks that you can create with each of these palettes if you're looking for something like that. The next palette that I'm going to be pulling into this first round is the Natasha Denona Midi Xenon palette. This is the Xenon palette by Natasha Denona. Very polarizing palette currently on the internet. Next, for this first portion is going to be my Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3. I haven't even used every shade yet in this palette, so I'm looking forward to getting to know this palette a little bit further. But yeah, this is what my palette currently looks like. I haven't even ventured into the creams yet at all, so hopefully I'll like them when I do. But yeah, I thought that putting this palette into the project would be a great way to make me use those cream shadows and just develop my thoughts on them. So I'm looking forward to getting to know this one a little bit more. Last but not least is a big one. I decided to pull in a big palette, and that's because there's still shades in this palette that I haven't even used yet. I've had this palette for about 1.5 years now, and I still have shades in this palette that I haven't used. So I want to use this palette. Okay. So I'm looking forward to using this palette no pan left behind style. Yeah, and developing my thoughts on some of the fun combinations that I can come up with. I have gotten to know some of these shades really well, but like, for example, I haven't even touched these shades up here at all. So I'm looking forward to getting to know this palette a little bit better. And yeah, that's the last palette for this first roll-in that I've got going. I'm going to be doing 5 palettes each time. And yeah, let me know if you're participating in this challenge. If you're doing a no pan left behind project pan, I would love to know that. Yeah, and if you're doing that, let me know down in the comment section a couple of the palettes that you're focused on currently in this round. And also let me know if it's your first time to do that. Anyways, yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you want to see additional content from me in the future, especially so that you can catch the updates for this project. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.